Hey Commanders fans! Before we dive into today's explosive two-part update, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button, subscribe if you love Commanders football, and tap the bell so you never miss a beat from Commanders HQ. Trust me, this one's gonna stir the pot. So here we go again. Adam Peters and Dan Quinn are not playing around when it comes to trimming the fat off this roster. The Washington Commanders have been one of the most active franchises this offseason. But with every new addition comes a tough goodbye. And folks, according to Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox, one of those goodbyes might come sooner than expected for veteran wide receiver KJ Osborne. Yep. The same Osborne who's made over $9.1 million in his career. Same guy who looked like a savvy depth piece pickup last season. Now, he might not even make it to week 1 in burgundy and gold. Let's break this down. KJ Osborne came to Washington late last year after being cut by the Patriots. The Commanders scooped him up quickly, but he only appeared in one game. He didn't log a single playoff snap during that incredible NFC Championship run led by Jayden Daniels. This offseason, Osborne re-signed on a modest 1 year, $195 million deal. On the surface, it looked like a decent insurance policy. But here's the problem. Washington's wide receiver room is suddenly loaded, and Osborne is getting squeezed out. You've got Deebo Samuel coming in via trade 4th-round rookie Jayden, lane-turning heads in minicamp veteran Michael Gallup, now healthy and coaxed out of a potential early retirement reliable returnee Noah Brown. And of course, franchise cornerstone Terry McLaurin plus promising second-year man Luke McCaffrey, who's reportedly thriving in the slot. So where exactly does Osborne fit in? Right now, he doesn't. Not unless he balls out in camp. Now here's the kicker. Cutting KJ Osborne would save the Commanders $740,000 in cap space. That might not sound like a lot, but when you're managing depth and potentially rolling over cash for 2026 extensions, like, say, one for Jayden Daniels, that savings starts to matter. More importantly, this coaching staff wants explosive playmakers. Osborne, while solid, is more possession-based. He doesn't bring the downfield pop that Lane or McCaffrey could offer, and he doesn't have the all-pro upside of guys like McLaurin or Samuel. From a fit standpoint, it's just not lining up. So, unless Osborne shows something major in training camp, special teams value, chemistry with Jayden, or elite route running, he could find himself looking for a new team yet again. Now, let's be fair. Commanders fans had high hopes for Osborne. He had 3 productive years in Minnesota and always showed up in big moments. But this league is all about timing and opportunity, and right now, both seem to be slipping away. Will Washington pull the trigger before final cuts? If Peters has shown us anything, it's that he's ruthless when it comes to making this roster championship caliber. Sentiment doesn't play here. The clock is ticking for Osborne, and the preseason just got very important. And just when you thought that was the biggest storyline heading into summer, here comes the Olympics. Yeah, you heard that right. In a headline that no one saw coming, the NFL has officially greenlit participation in flag football at the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. That's right, Team USA is coming, and it might just have Commanders QB Jayden Daniels under center. Let that sink in. According to CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin, Daniels is a lively candidate to represent Team USA in flag football because of his elite speed, versatility, and passing touch. In his words, Daniels arguably offers the best of both worlds: tightrope accuracy, downfield touch, and effortless mobility. And if you've been watching Jayden Daniels carve up defenses this past year, you know exactly what he's talking about. Let's be real. Having a commander at the Olympics? That's every fan's dream. Daniels is a California native. He's charismatic. He's a future face of the league, and he'd look darn good draped in red, white, and blue. But here's where it gets tricky. What if he's already signed that mega extension by 2028? If his trajectory continues upward, we're looking at a deal that could pay $90 million per year. That's Mahomes money. Or more. Letting a quarterback you've invested that much in go risk injury, even in flag football, is a massive gamble. We're talking non-contact? Sure. But all it takes is one wrong step, one awkward fall. Behind the scenes, don't be surprised if Dan Quinn and Adam Peters have some feelings about this Olympic possibility. Publicly, they'll back him. Of course they will. You don't. Want to be the team that blocks a young star from representing his country? But privately? You better believe they'll be holding their breath. Imagine this. You're in the middle of your Super Bowl window. Your MVP caliber quarterback is fresh off another playoff run, and just months later, he's sprinting across a flag football field in Los Angeles. It's enough to give any front office nightmares. Now let's zoom out. Washington is building something special, fast. You've got a real deal quarterback in Jayden Daniels, a stacked receiver room, maybe even two stacked, a retooled defense under Dan Quinn, and a GM in Adam Peters who's proven he's willing to make the tough calls. Whether it's parting with a $9 million vet like Osborne, or navigating Olympic risk with your franchise QB, this team is embracing a new identity. Bold, calculated, and ready to win now. It's a high-wire act, but it's also what separates playoff teams from championship teams. The Washington Commanders are coming off an unbelievable season. A rookie quarterback, a new head coach, and boom, NFC Championship. But as we start gearing up for another Super Bowl push in 2025, not everything is smooth sailing. The biggest name not spotted at Wednesday's offseason workout, Terry McLaurin, yep. Scary Terry, the heart and soul of this offense since 2019. A guy who's produced every single year, no matter if it was Alex Smith, Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke, or now Jayden Daniels throwing him the football. And here's the thing, he had previously been a full participant in workouts, so this sudden absence definitely raises eyebrows. Now let's be clear, there's been no report of injury. So what gives? Well, all signs point to one thing. Contract negotiations. McLaurin is playing on the final year of the 3-year extension he signed back in 2022. A deal worth $68.3 million in total, paying him nearly $23 million annually. And look, Terry's been loyal. He stuck around through the chaos, through the rebuilds, through the quarterback carousel. Now, with a franchise QB finally in place and a playoff caliber roster, it's only fair that he wants his long-term future locked down. And paid in line with today's market. Because here's the kicker. According to SpotRack, McLaurin's market value in 2025 is projected to be $31.1 million per year. That's a huge jump. Think A.J. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Tyreek Hill money. He's right up there with them. And the Commanders, they've got the cap space to make it happen. They just need to prioritize it and get it done before training camp. This isn't just about keeping your best receiver happy. It's about keeping Jayden Daniels' development on track. Terry McLaurin is more than a WR1. He's a route technician, a locker room leader, and Jayden's most reliable target. You want your young quarterback to succeed in year 2? Then you need the guy who caught 13 touchdowns last season, a career high, on the field and dialed in. Let's not forget, Washington added Deebo Samuel. They drafted Jalen Lane. They brought back Noah Brown. But nobody replaces Terry McLaurin's production and professionalism. And honestly, losing him to a holdout would be the last thing this offense needs heading into a season with Super Bowl expectations. Look, nobody's saying this is a full-blown holdout yet. OTAs are still voluntary, but veterans like McLaurin don't usually miss these unless they're sending a message. And with Phase 3 of the offseason right around the corner, the phase where things start to ramp up, the pressure on the front office is growing by the day. Adam Peters and Dan Quinn have done an amazing job flipping this roster in one offseason, but part of being a championship caliber front office is keeping your stars happy. This is a test. And here's the reality. If Washington drags this out, it could easily become a distraction. And with the new spotlight coming, that leads us perfectly into the next headline. Commanders fans, we're officially stepping into the bright lights. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announced that the in-season version of HBO's Hard Knocks will focus on the NFC East in 2025. That means cameras in the locker rooms of the Commanders, Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys all year long. Let that sink in. After a season where Washington shocked the world, beat 2 division winners in the playoffs, and made it to the NFC Championship, now they're going prime time. Training camp Hard Knocks will follow the Bills, but once the regular season kicks off, the Commanders will be on screen every week. And you already know this team has stories to tell. So now it's your turn, Commanders fans. Should KJ Osborne be cut before camp? Or does he deserve one more shot to prove himself? And how would you feel about Jayden Daniels suiting up for Team USA in the Olympics? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be diving in to respond to the best takes. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to Commanders HQ, and ring that bell so you're first in line for all our latest news, rumors, and insider scoops. This is your team, your moment, your HQ for everything Commanders. Until next time, HTTC, and let's go get that Lombardi.